guys, how's it going? It's X666 X Iron Maiden, and today we are checking out a group called Chaos Over Cosmos. Somebody had asked me to check them out. I think it was one of the members in the group. I believe we checked out the group in the past, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna check it out right now. But as I had said, I think a week ago, I had also said it as well, that we, every once in a while, I like to throw in, when people ask, check out their songs. It's fun to do. It gets exposure to a group that might not have as much views as others, and it usually ends up being pretty good. And looking it up now, it was over 2 years ago now. It was one of their releases, and we did their song "The Compass." And I did when he asked me to do a song off of their newest album. I went back and listened to it just to remind myself of what it was, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I did say that I would check these guys out more." So it's perfect. This is off their album, "The Ultimate Multiverse." I went with "We Will Not Fall." For a track, and let's get into it, man. Let's see how they have moved forward with their sound since then. All right. Whoa. Let's hear that again. That was. I love that transition. Going from the very spacey intro, very definitely fits the ultimate multiverse theme. It felt like something from space. And then kicks in with the straight in your face double kick. Let's go. Gotta feel. Let's. I want to hear the transition one more time, and then we'll just keep going. I'll pause again later. Okay, before we go into the vocals, great intro. I love the intro. Coming in very spacey again, hitting you real hard with the double kick. It's a great intro. I love that. It sounds like, I always hate to say this, but it is what it kind of comes off sometimes. With the groups, obviously you can't afford a huge studio to record in. Sometimes I could just tell. Just by hearing the quality of the track, it sounds good, but it kind of sounds like it could be amped up a bit, like a bigger sound to it. Would really amplify this track so much. I can't. I wish I could explain that in more detail. I'm not a recording. I'm not a guy that works in. I'm not a sound technician or recording engineer. Is the word I'm looking for. Recording engineer is what I meant to say. So I'm not good with technicalities, but it sounds like you could just have like a bigger, not even like a wall of sound, but just like a bigger sound would go amazing with this, and it would just push it over the edge for me, and just like blow it out of proportions how good it would be. I'm loving how it has like a little bit of like that death metal, black metal kind of feel to it. Especially hearing those vocals coming in, it kind of made me think of black metal a little bit more. But either or have that style, so I'll throw both into there. And it kind of has like that same like element of like the Compass, where they had like a few different sounds going on. They had the very like air, like, the start again was very spacey themed, and then switching into the heaviness. That's boom, two right there. It's definitely a mixture again, and it sounds pretty good, pretty good. I loved that guitar part, like basically a little solo. Vocals throw me off a little bit, not because he's not good at growling. It's the mix. The mix is weird for me. It almost sounds like it was done in a microphone that wasn't that great, and then on top of that, it wasn't like mixed properly. I'm always honest. Like when you guys ask me to react to this, I'm gonna give honest reactions. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you the whole track is amazing if I hear something. But it's my opinion as well, right? Like I'm not. You don't have to listen to me either, because for someone else it could be a different story. But I found it a little weird just with the rest of the mix sounding as clear as it was, and then the vocals sounded like it was put through like. Again, I'm not great with technical terms. I'm not a recording engineer, but it just sounds like really far back, lower in the mix, extra distorted, and I just wish it was a little bit more clear and prominent, because it sounded good what he was doing. It's just in the actual mix of sound is where it threw me off, especially like his long, his long growl there, scream I should say almost. Sounded like it was on point, truthfully. But that kind of threw me off a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. I can't lie there. That would probably be the one thing that's throwing me off from the tracks. The vocals sound weird in the mix, for me personally, just in my opinion. Other than that, I'm loving the track so far. Yeah, no, it's definitely I think it's the vocals in general. Like I was saying again, how the whole track sounded like it could be made to sound bigger. I think again that would really help too, because the vocals, the growls were lower than the cleans, and then the instruments were louder than the cleans on top of that after that. So the growls kind of get lost a little bit in the mix. I know it's meant to be in the background, and I think they went for a certain sound effect or on the growl as well. but I just feel like, again, it was lost in the mix. I think the idea is great, and I think it would have worked had it, for me personally. Again, this is just my opinion. I feel like it would have worked better had it been increased a bit. Everything just slightly increased a bit more to make it sound bigger and more in your face. With, I wish I could be more technical than that too. I'm hoping it comes off understanding what I'm trying to say to a certain degree. But yeah, it almost feels like a little flat, I guess you could say, in the sound. Like it's missing like that, just that oof that I wish it had. And as I'm saying this, you know, I'm putting in critiques, but I actually like the track a lot. That's just what I would like to hear come out of it more, I guess is all it is. Because I do like the track still, even though of those things, you know, like that, which goes to say, like, they're doing amazing music here. Again, I think it's just more on the mix and mastering side of things. I do believe that's the ending. I have to minimize it to see because I can't remember the exact point where it ends. No, it's not. We still have another little bit to go. I couldn't remember what time it ended at. Another change up though. I love that. Okay, before we go into that sounded super solid, man. I love how there's multiple voices doing harmonies along with it. I don't know if it's the lead singer also doing the harmonies or if the other guys are also doing backing. I could probably check after this. I kind of want to go look after anyway at you know, personnel and all that, and get a better look again, and just look over things after anyway. So we'll look into that after and find out for sure if it's there. If not, I'll be asking the question directly to you guys or any member of the band that watches this afterwards. Whoa, let's listen to that. You hear what's going on here. Just the different change-ups going on there. Oh, that felt short, though. I ain't gonna lie, the solo felt short, but I loved it. Oh. Oh, yes, there we go. Okay, just before we get to the end of this track, because I see there's like within like a minute and a half, something like that left. This second half of the track is my favorite part, for sure. They're doing a bunch of stuff here, a bunch of things I wasn't expecting. Even when I was going to say the solo was short, it was still great, but it was short. They were basically just putting in a little break in between and continuing it, so then that made up for it completely. Because I love how they just kind of like stopped the solo to add in a little bit just to come back into one. Cool things going on in the solo, like, sounds good. Okay, I have to point out right here, and I'm going to assume it's triggered. You can correct me, anybody in the band, if I'm wrong. It sounds like the kick is triggered, which I don't care about, but if it is, it's very, like, the like, more power, like, the bigger sound I was talking about. I'm getting that from the kick here. So, I wish, like, that, like, it was powerful. I wish everything was a little bit more powerful and came in more powerful, especially like with the symphonic things coming over the top and really giving it like that wall of sound push. Because I'm almost spiking in my red for the audio, but I feel like I could turn it up for some parts of the song, but then it would be too much for other parts. Would be the thing. But it sounds that those trigger. If it's triggered, if it's not, it sounds amazing. Not triggered, it actually sounds really good and right on time. That's beautiful. I kind of hope it's not, just because I find it's more amazing if you're not using triggers and you can do it, but I have nothing against triggers either. They make for really precise, especially in the studio when you need something precise and you need precise sound. It's really good for that. Let's finish off the track. The snare too. The snare sounds good here too. We will. Yeah, and that power's gone. I didn't want to pause it again, but that power's gone. You don't hear it as much now. It's like they amped up the volume for just that part, and it kind of offsets a little bit. It's just gonna finish out. I'm gonna let it finish out, even though I'm gonna put that away. Alright, that was that. Let's see here. So this was an actual studio that did the mix and mastering on this. The vocals was one person. It was drum programming. So it wasn't an actual drummer. This was programmed. This was a program that did it. Okay. Interesting. Nico Mix Studios. I'm curious about them. It's an online studio that has been going since 2016, so they're fairly new. Okay, and they don't charge too much for mastering. Okay, so It is like the mix and mastering isn't terrible. It just needs some work, in my opinion. I could definitely see. I could see so much potential with these guys. Like they have the skills there, and the sound, the music itself sounds really good. But the mix is a little off for me. That's the biggest thing. But the song was so good that I would listen to it again, even with that. Truthfully, it doesn't take away enough to not make this a great song anyway. It could just be better, in my opinion, just on the mixing side. I don't think you really have to adjust anything in the song. I thought everything was cool. Solo sounded amazing. The harmonies going on with clean vocals, even the harmonies going with the growls and all that. It literally just came down to volume levels, and certain mixes were higher than others and all that. If that was all fixed, that would be this would blow me. It would just blow my mind, basically. It would definitely blow my mind. And that's basically it, truthfully. Like that's all I can see, like, for me, that I would need to change if I was the one to redo it. But again, that's just my opinion. If this was the sound you guys were going for and you enjoyed it, that's always good too, and obviously other people enjoyed it as well. But in general, that would be my only critique, is that the mixing was a little off. Yeah, I think this is even sounds better, like musically, just like the way it was written, the track was written, and everything is better than what I listened to over 2 years ago. It's probably almost 3 years ago now, but YouTube only shows in years. So from the last song, I think this is even more well written than that. So you guys are going somewhere with it, and that's what I like to see, progress. So keep going, guys. If you guys get to checking out the reaction, keep going, man, because you guys have something. You guys have something, and it is possible to break through, I think, with it, even more than you already have. It could come. I can't guarantee anything, because it's the music industry. We all know how it is. A luck comes into a factor, but I believe there's something special here. And I hope you guys agree, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to get notified when I drop new videos. And as always, you guys have a good one. I'll catch you later.